Barbara Gordon has played a role in Young Justice since season 1. She was a part of the team as Batgirl in season 2, and in season 3 it appears that she's going to play Oracle, which is her handicapped counterpart to Batgirl after her tragic encounter with the Joker in The Killing Joke. But how exactly is her backstory going to play out in Young Justice Season 3? If you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a thumbs up, and if you want to see more content from me, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, because unfortunately, YouTube doesn't quite work the way it's supposed to. I appreciate all the support and the feedback you guys give me. It greatly helps the channel, so in the comment section below, let me know your thoughts on the video and just any suggestions you guys have, and also make sure to check the description below for my social media. Alright guys, so if you watched the clip, and I'm sure you did, of the Young Justice Outsiders that got promoted recently by DC. Well, by the time you guys see this, it won't be all so recent. But Oracle is going to be in Season 3. That is confirmed, and it's going to be Barbara Gordon. I mean, if it's going to be someone else, that would be a bit of a shocker. But I'm pretty positive it's Barbara Gordon. I'm sure it's the same voice actor and all that stuff. So this is going to be a new role for her, obviously. She's going to go from being a crime fighter to tech support. Now, her role as tech support, it's not like, you know, a disgrace or anything. Like, she does a lot. She does a lot as tech support. She's very intelligent. She can actually defend herself in her wheelchair, assuming, again, that she's crippled. We don't necessarily know if she's going to be crippled or not. It could be that maybe she just chooses to be tech support and she goes by Oracle sometimes instead of crime fighting. You know, when they do these kind of undercover co-op sort of things. You know, maybe Nightwing's like, you know, I need someone that's, you know, can really help me out, who's really smart, knows computers very well. Barbara, can you not be Batgirl, and can you help me do this instead? It could be a possibility, but I'd say she is going to be crippled, because otherwise it would be kind of weird to have her be Oracle and yet not be crippled. You guys know what I mean? But anyway, so her role in Young Justice Season 3, tech support, we're assuming, and whatever else she needs to do. But what the heck is her backstory going to be, right? So a lot of people are wondering if, because now we have the more adult rating and we can do more creative things with Young Justice now that it's on DC streaming, which they clearly do not care about adult content. If you watch the Titans trailer, you know they don't really care now. Now, I don't think that Young Justice is going to be dropping F-bombs or anything like that, but with Killing Joke, it's a very violent, graphic sort of thing that happens to her. And originally, since it was on Cartoon Network, it would have been one of those things where, yes, they do a time skip, and she's Oracle now instead of Batgirl, and that makes sense and everything. But they wouldn't have shown it, and they wouldn't have really gone into detail about it. And maybe they would have had a little throwaway line where it's like, you know, don't get caught with the Joker, because he, you know, he does bad stuff to our teammates or whatever, because he does. Got to Jason. Got to Batgirl now. Whew, Bat family not doing so hot. But anyway, with everything that's happened, and with the fact that now we can have the more adult stuff in Young Justice, I think it's very possible that we could see it. We are going to have flashbacks. This is confirmed that we're going to have flashbacks in Season 3. So are we actually going to see this happen, and is it going to be the exact same? I would say that it's going to borrow very heavily from The Killing Joke. Now, recently, The Killing Joke was animated in a film, so we have technically, I mean, we've seen it. We've seen what happens already in animation, but they could do a different twist on it. I think that they are going to do a different twist on it. They're not going to just rehash it and do the exact same thing. I think they're going to have their own twist. If they show it, they might not show the entire thing. They might just show little clips of it. It might just be like a nightmare that she has or something like that, right? But flashbacks in general are awesome. I'm glad that we're finally going to get some stuff that's happened that we haven't seen from all these time skips and these points. But with Batgirl, well, Barbara Gordon now, Joker is, I mean, he's a part of it, right? He's a big thing. People did not like him in Young Justice Season 1. He was only in that one episode, and that was it. And people were like, oh my gosh, he's terrible. Get him out of the show. It's like the only time I've ever heard people really say that, aside from like Jared Leto Joker from Suicide Squad, which, yeah, he was pretty bad. But, you know, they could recast Joker. They could completely redo Joker and have him be a more centralized figure and force in Young Justice. Now, I don't think they'll change him up too much. I think if they just got a different voice actor, that would be fine, and just play him a little bit differently. Because again, he was only in one episode. Who cares, right? But he needs to play a big role in this, and I think that him as a villain in season 3 would be really interesting. I think that that would really bring it full circle if they show the flashback and you have Batgirl paralyzed, and then she has to come face to face with Joker, or they go on a mission and then maybe she has like PTSD or something like they could do a lot of really interesting stuff with it. And since we do have the more adult stuff we can do now, I think that yeah, let's do it. Let's jump into it. Now, I don't think they should go ham over fist and do all this just wild stuff or whatever. Some people are really scared about that, like, oh, what if they do this? What if they do that? But I think it's very appropriate. They could definitely tease this and play around with it. Same with Jason Todd, Red Hood. If he comes back, they could have a flashback of what the heck happened to him. Maybe Tula. Just some of the characters that have died or had very tragic things happen to them. I think this is their opportunity now to really dive into that. Maybe give the characters a little bit more depth. Not that they don't already have it, but they could do more stuff with it. But I think that in order for this to happen, they're obviously going to have Joker in it again. I think that in order just to have him as a flashback, I think that they would really, I think it would almost make more sense. So if they're going to do a flashback, it's going to be either it's a nightmare. So she's dreaming, she dreams of what happened to her and she wakes up. Or they go on a mission, the Joker's there, and then since she is their sort of tech support and she gets them all their stuff, she has a flashback to it. Or maybe the characters discuss, like, you really need to be careful of this Joker character. At this point, I wouldn't let any of the sidekicks, well, they're not sidekicks, huh? We're not sidekicks. But any of the younger heroes, I wouldn't even let them around the Joker. He's, like, too dangerous. Now, they're going up against Darkseid in Season 3, so it's like, relative here. Darkseid is the most threatening, just worst thing that can happen to your life. But, I mean, come on. Like, Joker's already just completely ruined Jason Todd. I mean, he killed him, obviously. Ruined his life. He doesn't have a life anymore. Unless he's still alive somewhere. Could be. I think he'll come back at some point. And then Barbara Gordon, she's crippled now, assumably. She could possibly not be crippled. Or they could do the thing with the New 52 where she gets this, cutting edge surgery and then now she can walk again and do all that stuff. It's certainly possible they could do that, and I think at some point seeing her as Batgirl again, considering we barely got her as Batgirl, I think that'd be fine. But, her backstory is something really interesting when you have these sort of things happen to characters. Obviously, you have the comic book version, but I think it'd be cool to see Young Justice take on this. They change a lot of stuff that happened. If they changed her backstory, I'm not sure what they would really change it to or how they would justify that. Maybe if there's like a big villain in this season, they could justify as having Batgirl go on this mission, and then the villain does something to her to make her crippled, right? And then that could make a bigger weight to the season. But at the same time, I feel like the Killing Joke is so perfect that why would you change it, right? It's like giving Joker a true definitive origin story. Like, you just don't want to do that, right? So with her, I feel like they're going to probably keep it relatively the same. They might change some of the things around it. I think that would be fine. And also, something that I would like to see changed about the origin, the flashback of her getting paralyzed. I would like to see Dick Grayson. They have a relationship now in season 3. Now, I'm not saying they're dating, but they communicate. Obviously they knew each other before this, but I think they're going to have a serious relationship moving forward, at least at some point, if they stick to anything closely related to the comics, right? And if they want to go down that route, I think it'd be perfect to interject him into the flashback. Now, he would be Nightwing, obviously. He'd be older, and I would just like to see him, maybe not necessarily with Batman. It'd be cool to see those two kind of play off each other. You could see a very dark and angry Batman, which could be a change they give to Batman as well. But I would like to see him and his reaction to Batgirl and maybe show how he failed or feels like he failed and really just go through this big transformative sort of relationship. And I think it would give more weight to their actual relationship in season 3. So I think there's a lot of really cool stuff they can do. I think, there's a lot of possibilities. The Young Justice team is very smart. They're really good at writing stuff, obviously, and again, there's endless possibilities. So let me know down below what you guys think about Oracle. Her backstory. Do you guys want to see any changes or anything not changed, possibly? They can include Tim and Dick and, some of the more new Bat family characters. Since in The Killing Joke, it was just Batman. I think seeing Dick Grayson. Pulling from maybe some other comic book stories where he talks about it and put that in there, I think that'd be great. But anyway, that's all I had for now. Hope you guys enjoyed. Catch you guys later.